Welcome back to another episode of AI Realm, where I am playing as a character named Plasma, currently discussing whether or not I'm going to help Elric the Scribe Warden with the infection in the forest. Let's see how it goes. Mist clung low to the moon's forest as dawn gave way to morning, the pale crescent moon still lingering like a watchful eye above the canopy. The, the air was cool, damp, and raw, tinged with the faint metallic bite of ozone that lingered long after storms should have passed. Plasma stood within a hidden scribe warden outpost, listening as Elric, scribe, moon mage, and sworn warden of the lunar quill, pressed a leather-bound journal into his hands. Its pages were empty, its spine unmarked. Everything, Elric said quietly. Write everything. The forest remembers corruption, but it forgets details. We cannot. With that warning, they departed through a concealed stone door into a quiet glade. The trees here bore silver runes once meant to protect the forest, but now some had begun to darken. They followed a narrow stream northeast deeper into the mist. Soon they reached the place where Elric had fallen days earlier, a moss-covered stone beneath an ancient oak. The violet wisp that once hovered there was gone. In its place were fresh claw marks, gouged deep into bark and earth alike, oozing a thin sap that stank of rock. This is spreading faster than it should, Elric murmured, as he collected the tainted sap into a crystal vial. Tracks led away, three-toed, clawed, and wrong, not bone crackers, something smarter. The forest thickened as they followed. Runes blackened. A low hum vibrated through the trunks. 50 yards on, they found a lightning-split cedar, half dead, half alive, its bark scorched with corrupted sigils. At its base lay a deer carcass, half devoured, its flesh blackened and withered as though drained of life itself. Elric raised his moonstone wand. Its silver glow warped as it touched the runes. Then a crack overhead. The creature dropped from the cedar like a falling shadow. It was tall and hunched, with two long limbs bent at unnatural angles. Patchy gray fur clung to its frame, its wolf-like head bristled with needle teeth, and its sickly yellow eyes burned with the same yellow as the bone crackers. But behind them was something far worse. Intelligence. It lunged first, straight for Eric. It lunged first, straight for Elric. Claws tore into flesh. Elric collapsed back, blood staining his robes as the creature snarled, its growl echoing in a hollow crack, crack, crack that reverberated through the trees. Moonlight flared as Elric struck back, silver light scorching the thing's side. Plasma stepped forward, shield raised, placing himself between the creature and the wounded scribe. The fight was brutal and fast. Steel rang, claws scraped against shield and armor. Plasma was driven back, bloody and barely standing. Yet he held his ground long enough to land a telling blow. Black ichor spraying as the creature shrieked and staggered. Then it called out. Three guttural clicks rang through the woods. Answers came almost immediately. Crack, crack, crack. They're coming, Ellen gasped. Too many. The creature fled into the undergrowth and Plasma did not pursue. Instead, he hauled Elric away, as the forest itself seemed to close behind them. They vanished into a shallow ravine where running water masked their trail, and there, finally, the cracking fate. Breathing hard, wounded but alive, Elric looked at Plasma with new understanding. That thing wasn't just a bone cracker, he said. It commanded them. Plasma had little time for debate. With secrecy pressed thin and survival at stake, he revealed the truth. Fire surged, scales replaced skin, wings tore free of mist and shadow. The ravine suddenly felt very small. Elric stared in stunned silence. as Plasma stood revealed, a true fireborn dragon, half dragon by blood, touched by something older still, by the moon's tears, Elric whispered. The implications were grave. Dragons were hunted, studied, feared, and worshipped, and half-dragons rarely survived discovery. Yet Elric swore his oath then and there to keep Plasma's secret. After retreating to the Crescent Scriptorium to heal and plan, they returned once more to the Corruption's trail. What they found was worse than expected. A lightning-shattered oak dominated the clearing ahead. Beneath it pulsed a taint well, a pool of viscous darkness, feeding the forest decay. These commander creatures worked the corruption, staining silver runes with sickly yellow light. Plasma did not hesitate. He struck. The clearing exploded in violence. Tail sweeps crushed wolves to splinters. Moonlight burned corrupted flesh, and the taint well pulsed as if alive. More bone crackers poured in from the trees. Blood, fire, and silver light crashed beneath the broken oak. By the end of it, the ground was littered with shattered bodies. But Plasma stood barely upright, smoke curling from wounds, life hanging by a thread, and the corruption was still feeding. The forest had revealed its secret, and it was far from done. My teeth sink deep. The commander lets out a wet, gurgling shriek before its body goes limp in my jaws. I toss the corpse aside. It lands near the taint well, black ichor seeping into the soil. Seeing its ally torn apart, the second commander snarls and retreats toward the tree line, moving with unnerving speed. Elric raises his wand toward the wolf that bit him earlier. A thin beam of moonlight strikes it in the shoulder. It yelps and recoils, wounded but not down. I move in front of Elric to divert the wolf's attention to me, letting out a low, rumbling growl that vibrates through the clearing. The wolf's yellow eyes flick from the wounded scribe warden to me, the much larger, more threatening, draconic presence. They are now focused on me. The fleeing commander type vanishes into the thick undergrowth of the forest. I hear crack, crack, crack sounds fading northeast. Gasping, Elric presses a hand to his bleeding side and murmurs a quick, stabilizing charm. He doesn't attack. He's trying to keep himself conscious. Both wolves now turn their full attention to me. The first teeth scrape across my foreleg, and the second misses as it snaps at the air near my tail. But the damage is enough. I am unconscious. I begin. I have now entered death saving throws. My death saving throws are as follows: 8, 11, 2, 19, 10. I stabilize. I remain unconscious, but I am no longer dying, and my breathing steadies. The violet wisp drifts slowly towards Elric and settles over his still form's wheel. I don't know how long I'm out, but when I finally stir, the light in the clearing has changed. The mist has thinned, the taint well still pulses, but more faintly. I am in my human form. The transformation dropped while I fell unconscious. Beside me, Elric is also stirring, one hand pressed to his blood-soaked tunic. The violet wisp hovers between me. The violet wisp hovers between us, glowing softly. I draw on my fighter's resilience, pushing through the pain and willing my body to mend. I sit up, wincing but steady. Elric groans beside me, his eyes fluttering open. Loudly, he rasps, his voice weak. The wisp, it stayed. The violet wisp pulses once more, then begins to drift slowly away from the taint well toward the northeast, the direction the commander fled. retrieve the healing potion Elric gave me earlier and offer it to him. He takes it with a trembling hand, uncorks and drinks. Color returns to Elric's face. He breathes more easily, though he still looks battered. Thank you, he says, voice steadier. That was closer than I care to repeat. He glances toward the taint well, then at the violet wisp still hovering at the edge of the clearing. It wants us to follow. I think it's been trying to guide us, or warn us since we first saw it. He slowly gets to his feet, using his moonstone wand as a crutch. The corruption is spreading faster than I feared. And well, it's a focal point. If we don't stop it, the whole forest could fall. I think I'll leave it at that. Hit the like button for more videos, and may the moon guide your path.